This spring, I was honored to be invited to speak about Ukraine to an American group, the UT OLLI program at the University of Texas. I knew I didn't want to just present maps or statistics. I wanted them to feel Ukraine, its pain, its joy, its resilience. Over 6 sessions we shared stories, laughter, and even silence in the moments that were hard to process. It wasn't just a lecture, it was a journey we took together. We began with geography. Ukraine compared to Russia, so much smaller yet so much stronger. I showed them Kyiv, our vibrant capital, and Kharkiv, my hometown, only 40 kilometers from the Russian border. But very quickly we moved deeper into history. I told them about the Holodomor, the famine engineered by Stalin in 1932-33. Millions died. For me, it's not just history, it's family. My grandfather was a child then. His family lost their home, their land, and were deported. I realized that my son is the 6th generation in a row driven from home by Russians. There is even an American documentary where my grandfather shares this story. And yet, Ukraine's identity stands strong. Our language, once banned, survived through songs and literature. With the group, we learned a few Ukrainian words and even held a little contest. Who could remember them or write their name in Ukrainian? The winners received Petrikivka art cards, hand-painted by the Vakulenko family, especially for us. A small beautiful piece of Ukraine to take home. In the next session, I wanted our group to feel the joy of Ukraine. So we explored culture and traditions. I showed embroidered shorts and painted Easter eggs. And we spoke about midsummer bonfires, winter carols, and even our traditional dishes, like borscht and vareniki. The biggest surprise was our special guests, a Bandura ensemble from the Kharkiv region who joined us live. They played and sang traditional folk songs. It was absolutely unforgettable. For many in the audience, it was the first time hearing the sound of the Bandura, and their faces lit up. It felt like Ukraine itself entered the room. At our next meeting, we talked about the economy, and I asked, "What do you think of when you hear Ukraine?" Most said, "Wheat, sunflowers, food." And yes, Ukraine is a breadbasket of Europe. But then I surprised them with something different. Photos of airplanes, factories, and steel plants. They couldn't believe the world's largest plane was Ukrainian, and how many important factories we once had. But here I had to share the hard reality. Russia has destroyed so much of this, like the Azovstal steel plant and many factories in the east. Fields are mined and ports have been blocked, making it much harder to export grain. Of course, the hardest topic, spoken with tears in my eyes, was the current war in Ukraine. When I told them about February 24, 2022, I shared what I heard that morning in Kharkiv. Explosions. I spoke about my own experience of living through the war. Russia thought Ukraine would fall in 3 days, but ordinary people resisted. I showed them stories of battles, of cities destroyed, of children carrying backpacks through ruins. And yet, alongside their destruction, I showed resilience. People rebuilding homes, farmers still planting, communities helping each other. These were the most touching, empathetic moments with my audience. You could feel that they weren't just listening, they were sharing our pain and our hope. In our final sessions, we had 2 remarkable guest speakers. Matthew, a US Marine who had spent 2 years on the front lines in Ukraine, shared his experience of war, and Ben, an American volunteer, told us how he left behind a comfortable life to come to Ukraine and help where it's needed most. Of course, we also spoke about what Americans can do and how they can help. Because Ukraine's fight is not just our fight, it is the world fight. I am so grateful to my amazing OLLI group for such unforgettable experience. I was even able to meet some of the group members in Austin in person when I came for a visit, which made it even more special. You can see on the screen what the group had to say about our sessions. If you'd like me to share the stories with your group, I would be more than happy. Just let me know. Ukraine is wounded, but alive, broken, but unbreakable. And I believe when people truly understand our story, they see not only Ukraine's struggle, but its future. A future of freedom, dignity, and hope.